Hey, it's Nate, and right now we are about to talk about Law 1 in the 48 Laws of Power. So, this is the book right here. It's by Robert Greene. If you've heard of it, then you know how powerful it is. Not just because of the title. But the laws in here, you can actually use them to ascend to heights of power, which obviously mean more money, more fame, more influence, just more of everything that you want. Okay? So, the very first law, and I actually have some notes right here. I've already read through the first law, and I've been reading over these. I first discovered this book about 3 years ago. Okay? So, I'm really diving deep into it. I've used these laws, not to 100% of their capability, but I've used them and they work. So I felt like this is a real good use of my time to learn these laws and to share them with you. So my goal is to actually tell you what they are and give you word tracks, basically kind of like scripts, so that you know how to use them in real life. Because you might read these, and we're going to reveal the first law right now. Never outshine the master. So you might read that, but you might not know what it means or how to do it. Okay? So, let's get right into it. I'm going to be reading off my notes here just so I can give this to you as clear as possible. My goal is to make it clear. My goal is to make it very easy for you to understand. So I'm going to set the book right there. Okay? So, never outshine the master. Now, first off, we're going to talk about the word master. Master, it's not common that you meet a master, okay? There might be a master in, let's say, martial arts, or a master in cooking or painting, whatever it is. In your day-to-day life, it's going to be more like your boss, or someone that holds power over you in a certain situation. Like, let's say you need to get into a nightclub and it's a bouncer, okay? He has power over you. He can tell you whether you can come in or not, okay? So, it's going to be someone that has power, authority over you. So it could be, a cop, it could be your boss, it could be your supervisor, your manager, it could be anyone, okay? Anyone that basically holds whatever it is you want, okay? So that's what we're talking about when I say master. So think about someone right now. I want you to get that character in your head. I want you to get that person in your head so that you can actually imagine yourself using and obeying this law to whoever that is, okay? Because it's just easier. Then that way next time I see this person, I can use this law and, either get them to do what I want or get a promotion, whatever it is, okay? So, now we're going to talk about what you need to do, what you need to not do, and some facts about never outshining the master. So, first off, we're going to talk about some facts. So, all masters want to seem more brilliant than they are, okay? That's just a fact from the book. So, that's pretty simple. Masters want to seem more brilliant. They want to seem smarter. They want to seem like they know more than what they really know. So, make them shine. Masters only care about their name and glory. So, their name, their glory, their legacy, their empire. Keep that in mind. You can unknowingly outshine a master. So you could be really good at something, even if you don't know you are. But you could outshine a master without even knowing that you are doing it. So you got to be careful. You got to be aware of, hey, am I making this person, the master, feel insecure? Am I making them look bad? Either intentionally, on purpose, or unintentionally, not on purpose, meaning that you don't even know that you're doing it. Okay? Let's see. And another one is you need to be careful with your actions and what you're doing, even if the master loves you. Even if you feel like they love you, like you can't do anything wrong, well, you can. You still cannot make them feel insecure even if they love you. And this comes down to the very simple fact that you need to not make them feel insecure, okay? That's what it is. So never outshine the master basically means never make the master feel insecure. Boost up their security, so boost up their confidence, and don't take away, meaning don't make them feel insecure. Make them feel more confident than they are. Okay? So those are some of the facts. I don't have my pin in here. Actually, kind of weird, but I'll just use this $5 bill to like set on there so I know that I already said that. Okay, so in the book it says outshining the master may be the worst mistake of all. So I interpret that meaning I take that as if you outshine the master, none of the other laws matter. None of the other tactics and strategies you can use to obey the laws matter. Okay, so let's see. So the don'ts, obviously, don't make them feel insecure. That's the main one. Don't make them doubt their superiority, authority, or expertise. So maybe there's a master that's an expert in a topic. Don't say stuff to them that's going to make them doubt it. And let's keep it simple right now. Let's say they're an expert at playing basketball. If you come up to them and are like, hey, you know what? I know this technique, this tactic, this strategy that's better than what you're doing. They're going to be like, what do you mean? Like, no, you don't. Okay? So don't make them question what they believe in. With that being said, if you want to give advice to a master, in the book it says make it an echo of their advice. So you can say something, and here's a specific word track. Hey, last week you told me in order to have better performance, I need to think clearer. Remember when you said that? Then you're just echoing back to them. So they could be having trouble. They could be like, oh, I don't know what to do here. Or, most masters probably aren't going to say something like that. But you could see maybe they're stressing, they're having a little bit of unclarity in their thinking. Instead of you injecting your own advice, what you need to do is take something that they've told you and then give it back to them and make sure that they know that. You have to make sure that they know that because they don't always remember what they say, okay? We all don't. We don't. So you need to be like, hey, last week you told me, or yeah, I remember you told me this when I first met you. You need to say something like that, okay? So those are the two don'ts. Don't make them feel insecure. And don't make them doubt their superiority, their authority, their expertise, which is basically the same thing as not making them feel insecure. So the main thing, never outshine your master, could also be called never make your master feel insecure. Okay, so we have that. Robert Greene writes a story in the book about a king basically put a finance minister in charge of, I think it's called the treasury. So whatever money the treasury brought in, the finance manager, and I'm going to make one point right now. I'm going to use different kind of words. So that you can understand it, okay? Like master, expert, boss, authority. I'm going to use different words so that it can click in your head because master doesn't apply to everyone. We don't really even say that word anymore. So the king basically gave a lot of money, allowed the finance manager to get a lot of money. The king always threw parties. The finance manager threw bigger parties and invited the king. The king got insecure and was like, you know what? No, I'm the one that throws the best parties. You're going to get out of here. You're going, away. I'm not giving you this anymore or you're going to jail. So that's a little story in there that allows you to understand. You can't do that. You don't want to use, it says, grace and generosity. You got to be very careful. If you, and this is like when you're entertaining them. So let's say you invite your boss over for dinner or like there's a party or something and you're the host of it, okay? What you want to do is show your limited means. So you're going to be like, hey, you know what? I don't really have a lot to give you at this dinner here, but I did make you this steak and these potatoes. I believe that you'll like it. That can gain their sympathy. That may get you a promotion. Because they're like, oh, hey, they did what they can, but I see they have limited means. They need more. I have plenty. Let me give them a promotion. As opposed to, hey, you take your whole paycheck, you take them out, you spend all your paycheck, and you put on basically a front. You're very generous. You're very graceful. That could put a big that could lead to your downfall. Okay, masters don't like that. So let's see. We went over the don'ts. Now let's see. Okay, we told the story, went over the doubts or the don'ts, some of the facts. Now we're going to get into the do's, okay? So now you know the stuff that you're not supposed to do, which is obviously good because you need to know that. Now we are going into the do's, okay? So let's see here. Let's just fold this. I can put that down. Okay, So, make your master appear more creative and powerful, more smart, more brilliant than they actually are, especially in the eyes of others. So let's say, I'm just going to use the word boss right now, okay? Let's say you're talking to your boss and you're making them appear smarter. Hey, you are really good at, running this business, okay? Let's say that. There's a fine line you need to walk. You can't just be throwing out compliments left and right? It's gonna get annoying. It's gonna get bothersome, and they're gonna be like, oh, this person's just fake. You need to come across as genuine. Drop in those basically compliments, those things that are boosting their confidence, making them feel more secure in their self and their expertise when the time is right. And that's something you just learn. That's something you got to practice, okay? So make them feel more powerful, smarter, and everything. Especially when you can do that around others. So around the rest of your coworkers, or if it's a coach, maybe the rest of your teammates. Hey, coach has really taught me these 3 things that have improved my game by 100%, and I'm so thankful to him for that. So that would be like you giving a little speech, or just telling each of your teammates or coworkers about your boss or your coach, your master, either in front of them or just telling them when they're not around. Ideally, obviously, it would be best if your master was here, your team was there, and you were saying, my master taught me this, and it's really, really helped me. I appreciate him. He is the best, okay? That's really going to make them feel good. It's going to make them feel so smart, so great. It's going to make them feel on top of the world, and you're going to be like a godsend, okay? So, that's that. And, in the book it uses give glory, give praise, which is just, boosting their confidence, okay? Make sure that you make your master outshine all others. So, they're the best here. They're the greatest I've ever seen. They are above and beyond anyone else. All these things I'm saying right now are word tracks that you can use. And as you watch my videos more and more and go through the laws, and you watch this over and over, you can understand that when I'm saying certain things, you can just go repeat those things. Now, you might not repeat them word for word. You might just write them down, look at them, change them up a little bit. Say them however you feel good saying them, because obviously we talk a little bit different. We have different flows. We have different cadences, basically the way we're saying stuff. We have different rhythms. So make it your own. Okay? So make them feel superior. To simplify everything, it's all about making them feel good and not making them feel insecure. So it's like this. If you do something that makes them feel insecure, you got to stop doing that, and you got to do something that makes them feel more secure, more superior, better. Okay? So another thing is acting naive and creating opportunities to ask for help. Okay? So let's say your master is an expert in a topic. You might act naive and be like, oh man, I don't know how to do this. Hey, I know you're an expert in this. Can you show me how to do this, your way of doing it? That's going to give them the opportunity to share their expertise, because they like their expertise, okay? They like their authority, their mastery. They want to share it with you. You showing interest and having them share it with you is a very, very good thing. So, those are all the notes I have. That's Law 1. I've covered everything that you need to know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of these and get notified. I am going to be releasing every law in a similar style to this, so it's a conversational style or talking about it. I'm giving you stuff, giving you the law itself, but then like the actual real world word tracks and ways to use the law. So I'm adding on to the book quite a bit so that you can actually go out and use it in the real world to get real results, which is basically, money, promotion, more social life, more friends, whatever it is you want. And my goal is to make it as clear as possible and make something click into your head where you understand. Because I've learned that it's very important when telling you something, in order for you to learn, it has to be said right. So I'm getting better and better at that, and I am working on that because I want to be able to deliver you the message out of these books. I say these books because I have other books that I'll probably do in the future, but right now I'm focusing on this one. So I can deliver you the message in a clear, up-to-date way so that you can go out right after watching this video and make sure you're following the law and also using the right, I want to call them tactics, strategies, actions. Basically just the things you're doing and things you're saying. Using them in the right way so that you can actually gain power in any situation. Once again, I'm Nate. This video was Law 1 of the 48 Laws of Power.